Your grandfather could fix his own car in a driveway with a wrench and a Saturday afternoon. Your dad probably could too, but you plug your car into a laptop just to change the brake pads. And increasingly, even that does not work, because the laptop is no longer allowed to talk to your car. This is not an accident. This is not progress. This is a system that was deliberately designed not to make your car better, but to make sure you have no choice about where it gets fixed, who fixes it, and how much you pay. Today we are going to show you exactly how it was built, who built it, and what is quietly happening to your wallet every single time you pull into a dealership service bay. It used to be simple. You bought a car, it was yours. You could take it apart, put it back together, and bring it to whoever you trusted. The guy 2 streets over who fixed cars out of his garage on weekends. The independent shop that had been in your town for 30 years. Your own driveway. That era is ending, and the mechanism used to end it is not obvious. It is not a law that has been passed. It is not a recall. It is software. Modern cars are not just machines anymore. They are computers on wheels. The average new vehicle today contains over 100 electronic control units, small computers that manage everything from the engine and transmission to the windows, the seats, and the mirrors. Every one of those computers talks to a central system. And increasingly, that central system has a lock on it. A digital lock that only the manufacturer holds the key to. But here is the conflict. You paid for the car. You own the car. You are making payments on the car. But the software that controls the car, according to the manufacturers, you are just licensed to use it. Sometimes the strategy is visible. Earlier this year, BMW filed a patent for a new type of screw. Not a Phillips head, not a Torx. A circular fastener shaped like the BMW logo, 4 quadrants designed to match a proprietary BMW tool. No standard socket, no universal wrench, nothing in your garage will touch it. The repair industry says something different. Independent mechanics, collision shops, and do-it-yourself owners would not have the tool. Something as simple as removing a seat could become a dealer-only job. But BMW is not alone. Stellantis, the parent company of Jeep, Dodge, and Chrysler, has already installed a security gateway module in many of its vehicles. Independent scan tools are blocked unless registered through Stellantis servers. Tasks any mechanic once handled, such as clearing fault codes and accessing safety systems, now require dealer credentials or paid subscriptions. Volkswagen uses something called component protection, and certain parts simply will not function unless validated by manufacturer software, even if an independent shop physically installs them correctly. And here is what no one expected. According to a survey by the Auto Care Association, half of all independent repair shops, 51%, send up to 5 cars per month to the dealership, not because they lack the skills, but because they are locked out of the data needed to complete the repair. Vehicle data restrictions are costing the independent repair industry an estimated $3.1 billion every year. That cost does not disappear. It transfers directly to you. When independent shops cannot compete, they close. When they close, dealers face less competition. When dealers face less competition, labor rates go up. Research shows consumers already spend roughly 36% more on repairs at manufacturer-controlled service centers than they do at independent shops. That is hundreds of dollars on a routine repair. The cost runs deeper than the service bill. An older vehicle with a simple problem used to have a simple solution. Today, the same vehicle might have a software fault that an independent shop cannot clear, not because the repair is complicated, but because the manufacturer withholds the credentials. The car gets labeled unfixable. The owner gets told to trade it in. The manufacturer sells another car. One mechanic posted a video from his shop showing a brand new 2024 Ram 3500 on his lift. He attempted to run diagnostics. The screen returned 2 words: authorization denied. He could not access anything beyond the basic OBD2 port. His manufacturer's software, the software he had paid for and maintained, was now 100 irrelevant on that vehicle. The video got over 300,000 views in days because every person who watched it felt the same thing. This is not about safety. This is about control. Now here is the part that changes everything you thought you understood about this. The manufacturers argue that locking down their systems is about cybersecurity, about protecting your car from hackers. And on the surface, that sounds reasonable. But consider this. For over a century, independent repair shops have serviced every make and model of vehicle in America. That entire century produced no wave of safety failures from independent repairs. No epidemic of hacked cars from third-party mechanics. The automotive industry has operated with open repair access for 100 years. What changed is not the safety risk. What changed is the data. Modern cars generate an enormous amount of it. Your driving habits, your location, your behavior. And whoever controls the repair relationship controls the data relationship. The lock on your car is not a security feature. It is a business model. So what does a smart buyer do with all of this? First, understand which vehicles are most locked down and which ones are not. As a general rule, older vehicles, particularly those manufactured before 2015, were built before the modern software lock era. The OBD2 port, standardized in 1996, gave any shop direct diagnostic access, and that openness fueled decades of affordable, competitive repair. Japanese manufacturers have historically maintained more open repair environments than European luxury brands. Toyota and Honda vehicles, especially older models, remain among the most serviceable by independent shops and knowledgeable owners. European brands such as BMW, Volkswagen, Audi, and Stellantis are moving fastest toward proprietary lock-in. Electric vehicles add another layer. High-voltage systems already require specialized training, but several EV makers are layering software restrictions on top, meaning shops with the training and equipment may still be blocked without manufacturer authorization. The practical implication: if long-term ownership and independent serviceability matter to you, model year and brand now matter more than ever. A car that is easy to service in year 3 can become a dealer hostage by year 8 through a single over-the-air update. The car in your driveway is one of the largest financial commitments you will make. You pay for it, you insure it, you are responsible for it. But the people who built it have decided they still control what happens inside it, who touches it, who fixes it, and who profits when it breaks. More than 83% of Americans support legislation that would restore your right to choose where your car gets serviced. Legislation has been introduced in all 50 states, but the manufacturers are not waiting. They are filing patents, installing security gateways, and pushing software updates that quietly close doors that were once open. The question is not whether this affects you. It already does. The question is whether you know it before you sign or only after. If this was useful, share it with someone who is about to buy a car. That is the best time to know.